Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to finally get back to work on the Constitution. I've got the box here for pack 4. Had a couple of minor issues, had to work with Agora to get them sorted, but they're now sorted and things are great. We're ready to get back to work on this. So let's get the box open, and I've had the box open before. That's how I knew there were issues. But that's neither here nor there. So let's run through the list of what is in here. So we got some boards, we got some brass, and some wooden strips. This is going to be the wooden strips here. We'll start with that. Actually, we're going to start by getting everything out of the box. We've got this longer box here. We've got some templates, an envelope, some wood pieces inside there, more wood plates, and nails. So let's go through what we have inside here. We have boards 2001, 34, 35, and 36. Oops, grab the paper as well. So this is 34 here, and what this is this is going to be, I believe these are just deck templates to make everything fit together. So we'll set that right there. And then we have boards 34 and 35, right, or 35 and 36 right here. And they're the rest of the ribs and starting on the back end of the boat, the stern of the boat. So we'll close that up to keep that safe. We'll set this back on top here. Pardon me, my elbow hurts a little bit, which is why I'm wearing a brace. And don't worry about these scratches. I was playing with my dog. He doesn't know his own strength. Sorry about that loud squeak there. Okay, going back here, we have the three sheets of brass. Like I said, I've already had this open, which is hence why it split like that. Was the easiest way to get it back in. But these are some beautiful pieces of brass. There's the stern and Constitution photo etch. Very nice. And then we've got a bunch of pieces. I believe these are all pieces for the cannons. I'm not positive. No, it's not going to be all pieces for the cannons. It's going to be pieces for other things as well, but very nice brass right here. And get that back in here. Always take care of your photo etch. You don't want to bend it, because if you bend it, it's going to be a pain to get bent back. We have a bag of, and I'm not going to count them, 1,000 nails or thereabouts. We've got the assembly templates, PL7 and PL8, which brings us to the stern of the ship, last of the ribs. And then in this box we have, let's see, we have 14 oak strips, 5 mil by 5 mil. And you can tell which ones they are because they're 400 mils. We've got seven lime wood strips that are 3 by 3. We have 10 lime wood strips that are 2 by 3 by 600 millimeters. These are 400 millimeters. 50 lime wood strips that are 2 by 5, and I believe these are going to be used to make deck planking. And we have a rod. I believe that is actually going to be the bowsprit, the pointy thing at the front of the boat. So I am going to box this back up, get these sheets onto a backing so that I can do the ribs. I've built the ribs on screen before, so I'm probably going now I'm going to just glue them together when they're going back on, or I'll do another segment to the video once I'm putting them onto the ship itself, so that we can keep up with where we're at. But really excited to get back to work on this. Hope you're enjoying it. Hope you keep watching. So I will be back. For you, for you it's going to be instantly. For me, it might be a day or two, because I got to let things set. You know, I got to glue them, then let them set, dry, and make sure everything is straight, so that when it goes together, we don't have any problems. I'll be back. Okay, got all the new ribs done, and let me apologize right off the bat for the not as good camera quality. Went to start doing videos this morning, or start this video this morning, and my ZV-1 is not working. It is sitting here on the desk, and that's because the battery got fat. You might be able to see. Let's see, will it focus on it? It's a little bit puffy. The battery went bad on it. Got a new battery on order. It'll be here by tomorrow, but right now I want to work on this, and I can't until I show well, I could, but I'd prefer to show what progress I've got at this point. But so I've got the ribs made. I've put all these placards on here, and I've noticed this one here, I might have to do something to redo this rib here, because it is a little bit far out. I don't think I can compensate for as far as that is out. Some of the others, not perfect, but they'll work. Ribs are all done. Let's see, like this one might need a little bit of sanding, but I'm not going to worry about that, because it's going to all get sanded anyway as we get ready to plank. But I'm going to get these all put on, and as I'm putting them on, I've realized something, and if you've gotten this far in the build without putting ribs together and things like that, I think the best way, it would have been nice if they'd have given us these placards earlier and did a little bit different in the instructions, because what I'm going to do is, as I put the ribs on, I'm going to put these on. I'm going to rubber band across here to hold them together. I'm also going to rubber band it up against the ribs here, so that everything is lining up true according to the way that it should be based on these templates. Not going to be insurmountable. Like I said, I got a little bit of work here to do. The rest of them are pretty good. Shouldn't be any real issues. And still don't understand why I have these two gaps here. I do know, I think it was World of Wayne, I saw his where he had the gap as well. Just looking. Yeah, I think I broke that rib right there. It just, from my perspective where I'm sitting at it, it's off an angle like that. I may have to re-break it and straighten it out. I don't know that it's going to matter in the long run. But that's what I'm doing today. Just a real quick update while I get back on this. It's been a week. Been over a week since the last segment was filmed. I'll get this on here. I'll get the ribs on here, probably start working on the grid work inside, and come back and show you what that looks like once that's done. Stay tuned. The adventure never ends. Ribs are done, and I need to start working on the grid work inside here, and I'm going to actually do multiple videos, because as we go along and do the ribs, they're way down in here, and as soon as we do this bottom part here, we have to do the next mast. So I'm going to go ahead and get these ribs, or the not the ribs, but the cross members here started. Once I've got the cross members and the rest of the grid work done, I'll come back, show what I've got to do to put the final mast in back here, and then we'll press on and I'll come back with an update at each level and get this done. It's been actually pretty busy doing other things, haven't gotten to work on the Constitution, so I'm a little bit behind. I've received pack 7 or shipment 7, so I've got a lot of work to do. This is shipment 4, so I'll be working on this quite a bit. I'm going to start working on streams, doing a video in the middle of the stream so I can start getting more content out. I'll be back once we get the grid work in here done, and I'll talk about how the mast gets attached down in there. So stay tuned. Okay, I have the bottom layer of the cross beams in, and you can see I made a mistake early on that the outer ones on the right hand side are shifted a little bit. Everything's actually shifted a little bit to the right on the bottom one. Made a mistake well back in the build. Nothing I can do to it at this point, but it's not going to matter because I've corrected it on the other 2 levels. So the next thing to do is going to be put these back in here to spread these apart. Actually, let me get these out of here. And what I'm doing is I'm putting the floor, or the template, I guess you'd call it, in here so that I make sure I put the next one in exactly the right spot. Why is this not wanting to go in there? It's one of these things, if I don't want to break it, but I do need to get this in here. It's very odd. Because I know this does have to go in here. Let me see. Okay, there we go. Now I've got it in there where it needs to be. This can come off of here. It's not quite as far over as it needs to be here. But I want that in place so that I can put this part, make sure this part is exactly in the right spot where it needs to go. Before I push this all the way in. The reason, what I'm doing is I'm putting this in so that this hole here is where the mast is going to be. This mast here, I've tapered down to where it'll fit down inside of here. So when I put it down through here, I'll put it at the right angle, get it to the right angle, and glue this mast, or the base here, in place so that the mast is actually the correct, it has the correct rake for the model. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this in here. Of course, I haven't yet taken the tape off of here. So let me get this tape off of here. And I put the tape on there so that when I file this down, I have a guide. It's about 5 millimeters in, so that this fits in here perfect, just like that. It's flush on the bottom, fits across, fits in the fits inside. So now this is going to be a little bit tricky. Might have to pause the camera to do it. Need to put this up in here. If I can get it in here, I can glue it in place. And I'm just going to set it in here. Let me see if I can get the other camera to work. There we go. Move the mouse. So you can see in here where it's going to go is, and I'm double checking with the instructions as well. So yeah, it's not going to go in the first hole here. It's going to go across the second hole in the back there. And it's going to lean back at about 5 degrees. Right now I'm getting the, there it is. Getting the protractor. So I'll set this on here and tilt it back at about 5 degrees. So it should sit like that, but I also have to make sure that it is straight with the front, and that's going to shift it over like that. So I'll put the protractor on here. Let's go ahead and bring the camera up. And there it slid over. But I'm going to glue it in here like this, straight up and down. And of course, straightened out down at the bottom, and a 5-degree tilt back. So that's where we're at now. I'm going to get this glued up, and then I'm going to let it dry. Once I've given it time to dry, I'm going to cut the next cross beams, and I will go ahead and press on and do the next level of the grid work. I'll be back after that and show what the next level looks like. Whoops, sorry, wrong camera angle. So that's it for now. I'll be back in a bit, momentarily for you guys. Okay, so I've got the grid work in here. I've got the cross beams and the grid across here. And it does say in the instructions to put a piece across the front and back here to support this piece right here, which is going to lock the mast in place. I put a larger piece, one of the 5 mil by 5 mil, and the 3 by 3 mil back here. Had to sand it down so that it would fit. It also, I made sure, using this piece here, that it still matches the rake of the other masts. So next thing to do after you've got those two pieces in there, after you've got the grid work in and those two pieces, is you're going to put the mast back in here. You're going to apply glue and slide this piece down here, gluing it in place so that it will hold the mast in the correct place. And then once that's in there, you're also going to want to put these in here, being careful, because I did already break a mast again, or not a mast, but a rib. I broke this one right here. It is glued and should be good. But you're going to want to put this in place. It's going to be a little bit difficult because you're going to have to do it from the side where you can't really get to it. Hang on. Let's try this a different way. And that's the thing, is getting these to fall into place perfectly sometimes can be a little bit of a pain. And the way I broke the mast, I was going on this side, or not, I keep saying mast. The way I broke this rib, I was on this side and I was putting this in and I flexed too far. If you go all the way down, you'll see it actually falls right into place pretty easily. So then you put your mast down here, down through here, put it through the square piece, and the key thing is you've got to get it to hit the groove. I need to get it to hit the groove I sanded. You may not have to put a groove in, but the most important part is it's got to hit the bottom piece where you lined it up before. And mine just is wanting to be a little bit of a pain in the behind. And that's why you do this, there we go. That's why you do this all the way down as you're going. So the next thing I'll do is glue that piece in there. Let's see if I can get it on camera. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this piece down while not gluing it to the mast so that I'm able to remove it. Once that's done, I'll take the mast back out, take this back out. I already have my cross pieces already cut. I will glue them on the next level here, and then I'll come back and show you, because I believe, let me double check on the instructions. Once those are in place, that is the end of stage 12. So once I've got the grid work up here on this next level, that'll be the end of stage 12. I'll sand it down and then end this, come back, show it, and end the video at that point. It's getting complicated, folks. Not bad, but a little bit complicated. And I'm double checking right now. I'm looking from the back. My masts are mostly straight. They're perpendicular. They line up pretty well. The middle one here, the middle one is a little bit off maybe. But in the long run, let's see. So you can see there, this one is good. This one here, a little bit, you can see it there as I shift it. When I move over to the other side, it looks pretty good all the way down. So hopefully everything will work out. I'm going to pause the camera again, be back once I've got these in place and we're ready for to end this stage. Hope you're enjoying this. It's a little bit complicated. It is taking time, but it is going to come out really well in the very end. I'll see you in a few. Okay, got the last of the grid work in and the cross members. So the skeleton is now done, and stage, I think it was 12, is now complete. Other than before I start doing the planking on here, before I start planking the deck, I need to do a sand on the top of these beams. Speaking of the deck planking, I think it's kind of interesting. Let's see if we can get that. The planking for the deck is 2 millimeters by 3 millimeters. Seems kind of thick, but I'm going to go with it. And I was also trying to figure out, because I didn't see in the instructions anywhere how long to make each of these, because they show that they're all the same length. Did a little bit of research, and in scale, at 1/76 scale, which this is, these planks can be that long, 15 millimeters, which is about, in reality, some planks could be up to 35 feet. They had older trees back then. We've cut most of them down. But I believe, if I remember right, the Constitution had 22 feet, which comes out to 15 millimeters. What I've seen in the instructions is it's right around, 15 centimeters, not millimeters. It's right around 9 centimeters. And that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with 9 centimeters. I've also done a little bit of research on kits, on model kits, and what a lot of the deck planks are, is you start on one plank, you skip 3 planks, and end on the 4th plank. And you're going to start and end in the middle of the cross beam. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with basically the 5 ribs to a deck plank, and we'll see how it turns out. Thought about going with the 15 millimeters, a lot less work, just go together a lot quicker, but I'm going to do it with the 9 centimeters, or right about 9 centimeters. It's actually like 8 point something centimeters, 8.8 I think it is centimeters between here. Just for fun, let's see. If we go center to center, It is about 8.6 centimeters. And the lights are blowing that out so you can't see it with reflection. But that's the next step. It's coming along. I'm finally getting the mojo to build this thing because this grid work, in a word, sucked. Not, I've seen some people are doing it a little bit different than what they said in the instructions. I like what they're doing where they're cutting actually cutting a slot in each of the cross beams and setting a straight piece in there. That would be, if I'd have thought about that way back when I started, that would be awesome. At this point, I'm too far. It would require a lot of wood and a whole ton of time to take everything apart and redo it that way. So we're going to press on. Hope you're enjoying this build. If you are, click the link in the description. There should be a link directly to Agora's website to buy this for yourself if you want to get it. And and if you are, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. If you want to get it for yourself, like I said, click the link. It is a good build. It is a wood build. It's a little bit different than most part works because there's a lot of making your own parts from the supplies that they give you. But I'm enjoying it a lot. With that, I am going to say, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow. And remember, in modeling, just like in life, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. I'll see you guys next time.